Thanks for the support as a channel member, Ryan Lawson. That name sounds familiar. We are one game away from the Europa League group stages. Surely we can't mess this up from here. Oh, that's not what you're ringing about. Well, yeah, we're also one day away from the YouTube Premium channel membership free support offer thing ending. I mean, loads of people have already done it and they're all awesome. But if there is anyone left who has YouTube Premium and hasn't yet supported a channel of their choice, maybe this one, for free as a channel member, this might act as a reminder. Who knows? After tomorrow, unless YouTube change their mind, it's gone anyway. So they won't ever have to hear me mention it again. Hello and welcome to part 27 of the Greek Odyssey. I'm Kev and I am fully in roleplay mode today. I am recording this on the hottest day of the year so far. I do work out of a garage with a flat black felt roof. It is approximately 1,000 degrees in here, and I thought in the interest of good audio I would turn the fan off while I was recording. That does mean sweaty mess Kev. Let me know down in the comments, would you rather see sweaty mess Kev or hear air conditioned but not sweaty Kev, but have a constant going in the background? Let me know. We have these same conversations over on Twitch, where I stream 4 nights a week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, twitch.tv/LOLLUJO. The difference is over there I can play music in the background to hide the noise of the fan or the air conditioning. So it's not as much of an issue there. Maybe I play music here? That would be really annoying, wouldn't it? That would be even worse than air conditioner noise or looking at a sweaty monster. Perhaps I just need to get a towel like Lee Evans when he does stand-up and just wipe myself with a towel constantly. That might be the solution. Should we play some football? Anyway, we'll do it. We've got our second league game of the season to see if we can continue our excellent start that we had in the first match. But more importantly, it's the second leg of the Europa League playoff against Sparta Prague. If we win that, or even if we avoid defeat, 'cause we're already 3-1 up from the first leg. If we avoid defeat there, we make it into the Europa League group stage, and the riches that await. I don't know what the riches are. I don't know how much money there is, but I'm hoping there's money. We've just turned down another offer for LeBrew as well. It's not showing up on there. In fact, if we hide inactive deals, yeah, there we go. We've just turned down, I think it was 3 million from AC Milan. Yeah, so these are the offers we've had for LeBrew so far. 3 million rising to 3.9 from Milan and a flat 3.4 from Lazio. They're the most recent offers. I've spoken to Dionysus and he says he's happy to wait for someone to hit his release clause. So it's a £4.9 million release clause. There's about 10 days left before the window closes in Italy. That seems to be his most likely destination, but unless they're willing to pay, they ain't getting him. I have offered him out as well for 4.8 million plus a 50% sell on and a year-long loan back. No one bit, but I thought I'd sacrifice the 100 grand to get the extras. And as we learned with Ryan Lawson, you can't really get the extras when a release clause has been hit. They won't entertain it. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that we might keep him. I don't know. Either way, we either keep him and he's a great player, or we lose him and we have a lot of money. It doesn't really matter. Because we've got players queuing up to take over from Calavera can drop in there, no problem. So, the team for today's game against Larissa. We've got Brunoli in goal, a back four of Giannoutsos, Lawson, Smyrnis and Breno, LeBrew at the base of the midfield, Singh and Slattery ahead of him, Johara and Androutsos then supporting Marola up front. The right-hand side looking a little bit unexpected. Androutsos is in because Baja had picked up a knock in the last game, and Emanuelidis is also not fit, so Androutsos can just come in and play on that right-hand side. Kalapitas is just going to be on the bench today because he was recovering from an injury and hasn't really recovered from his exertion against Sparta Prague yet, and as he'll have to play in the second leg because Breno's not in the European squad yet, makes sense to play Breno today. Kalapitas can play in the second match of the episode. So let's get into the team talk. Pick up where you left off last time out. We are in good form. Let's keep that good form going. That's got to be the plan, and hopefully we're as good as I think we are, because those first couple of games that we've played, we've looked really, really, really good, and I'm hoping that continues. Right, it's Larissa with the I thought we were going to get one of those lovely own goals you see more often than you should probably on Football Manager, but their goalkeeper was alert to it. He's seen the videos. He knows he knows that when that happens, you just have to get in the way of the ball and it doesn't count as a goal. He's done his homework. He's a smart man. Right, we're putting a lot of pressure on the Larissa defence here, which I like. I like a team that, I mean, it's why we play Gegenpress a lot, because I like closing down the opposition, and we really are. Slattery's doing a great job of putting their back four under pressure, along with Marola, and Marola wins the ball there, and the constant pressure gets Marola his first goal for Apollon, and that's surely not being disallowed. The linesman's hovering. His flag's down, though. That's all right. I was going to say, there's no way that could be offside. No way it was a foul. It was just some excellent pressing from both Slattery and Marola. And despite me previously stating the goalkeeper was a clever man, because he knew to get in the way of a ball heading towards his goal, he hadn't quite done the homework to tell him to also try and avoid players running at you when you have the ball. And that's Marola's first goal for the club, hopefully first of many, and he earned that as well. It was very well deserved, and hopefully the floodgates open a little bit now. We said in the last episode, it took Damien 3 or 4 games to settle in, and then he was just on fire. And we did the player comparison between Marola and Damien before signing him, and Marola is better than Damien in everything other than being in than aerial ability. He's either level with or better than him. He's same speed, slightly better technically, not quite as good in the air, but I don't remember Damien scoring a lot of headers. And Marola's just scored one. And that's his second goal of the game, second goal of the season. And this is our first home game in the league this year. Look how full the ground is. Surely any talk of us moving to an 8,000 capacity stadium, or a sub 8,000 capacity stadium, surely that has to be off the table, looking at just how well supported we are now that we're growing as a club. We'll see when we get the attendance through as our first game of the season. I know our season ticket sales almost trebled over the summer this year. We had about 2,000 season ticket holders last year, nearly 6,000 season ticket holders this year. So the people of Athens are supporting Apollon, and I like it. I am absolutely in favour of it. And as of right now, we're top of the league as well, which is also something, believe it or not, that I'm fairly strongly in favour of. Right, it's Larissa trying to get something going in the final 10 minutes of this half. What we don't want to do is get caught napping at the back after such a good start to the game. Brunoli makes the save, but we aren't able to get it clear. I feel like Kalapitas would have got it clear, but Breno maybe not so much. And the ball is still hovering around on the edge of our area. Someone needs to get a tackle in here, please. We did all that good closing down work in their half. Now's the time to do some in our half and not let them have the ball. That's gone just over. Just over. But importantly, it did go over. So we're still winning 2-0. We've only had 36% of the possession in this game. But as you saw in both of the highlight, or two of the main highlights, Larissa are having a lot of the ball, but they're quite capable of giving it away in their half, and when they're in our half, they're not doing very much with it. They're just knocking it around, sort of waiting for an opportunity, but not necessarily trying to force the issue and create an opportunity for themselves, which is going to ultimately end up costing them. The Larissa are a strange team as well, because they were up in the Champions group in our first season in the Super League, but then last year they almost got relegated. So they've been very up and down, and there's always the danger that we could follow their trajectory, because they were kind of the surprise package, I guess, the year before. I don't know how good Larissa are traditionally. It's not a club I'd heard of. And for them to almost get relegated straight after, there's always a fear that it could have happened to us. But luckily, it doesn't seem to be the case. Johara, we haven't really got any wingers. I say we haven't really. We absolutely haven't got any wingers on the bench. So I think what I'm going to do is switch things up to the diamond that we used quite a lot last year, and that's when Luris is at his best, and Drutzos can come in and play in a more familiar position as well. And in fact, we might swap those two around, because Drutzos is very comfortable in midfield. Singh is better in that attacking midfield role. So we're going to leave him on, even though on a 6.4, traditionally he'd be hauled off at this point. Giannoutsos can come off for Kalapitas. And now we will drop a little bit of praise just to let the boys know they're doing a good job. We'll give Singh another minute. No, he's down to 69% condition as well. Singh can come off now. I mean, he's been very good in every game leading up to this one, so he's allowed to have an off day. What I would quite like to do is be able to make a change. I don't know what's gone on there. So we will stick Androutsos back up there, take Singh off, and Molina can come on and make his debut. Molina came in on a free transfer in the summer. Danny Molina, 26-year-old Spanish player who'd been at the Spanish team, I can't say, Real Valladolid. He'd been there last year. So, I mean, he's like our 4th or 5th choice central midfielder now. We've got some proper depth in a position that we spent the first 2.5 seasons of this save really struggling to have anybody capable of playing central midfield. And now it's probably out. Maybe centre-back is a little bit deeper, but we've got some real good depth at central midfield as well now. We're building a good squad. 2 wins from 2, joint top of the league, i.e. second in the league. Joint top. What's Frank Lampard doing here? Get out of town, Frank. Right, I'm gonna make this offer again because I would like the loan back for the year without us paying any of his wages, and the percentage of profit from next sale. Let's put that at 50. Let's try with a friendly as well. Let's make those 2 non-negotiable. In fact, let's make that non-negotiable. I don't mind if they want to take the friendly out, if they want to feel like they're doing some negotiation. But I think that's a better deal for us long term than just getting the flat 4.9. I mean, I can guarantee that's a better deal long term than a flat 4.9. It looks like he is going to be going. So let's try and capitalise on the deal and be a little bit smarter about his departure than we were with Ryan Lawson. Although, looks like, nope. I don't want to transfer list him. No. I tried. I don't want to lower the fee any further. If clubs really want him, they can come and get him. I don't want to loan Simic out because he's our 3rd best striker, so we're going to need him this season. Have I rested the players? I don't think I've rested the players. Let's rest the players and then remind myself that I'm making a video and not streaming, so I can just cut to the next game now. I'm not entirely sure why the camera's still rolling. Future Kev, if you want to cut anywhere here and move on to the next match, fill your boots. So just 2 changes for the Sparta Prague game then. Baja is fit and comes back in on the right-hand side of midfield. Kalapitas comes in as planned to replace Breno at right-back as he's not able to, or not available to play in this game. Of course, if we do make it through to the group stages, he can then be added to the Europa League squad from there. Pick up where you left off last time out. We'll just keep doing that until we stop playing well. I'm going into this game feeling very confident. I hope it's not misplaced confidence. I hope what we learned in the first leg yesterday is that we are actually a better team than Sparta Prague and it wasn't just an absolute fluke result, because if we end up messing this up from here, I'm going to be very sad. Slattery plays it into Marola. That is a lovely move. Some lovely football. And it's 1-0 on the night. 4-1 on aggregate in front of a packed out Georgios Kamaras Stadium again. There's lots of empty seats. We're going to call it packed. And I didn't even look at what the attendance was in the last game. I'm going to assume it was full. I'm just going to always assume the ground is full if that little bit there is full. I'd love them to build a stand on this end so that we can go and celebrate with the fans. That would be the one thing I would like about a new stadium. Stands on all 4 sides. It would be lovely. They just need to be big ones. Forget downgrading. Let's add another 5,000 seats here behind this goal. Get rid of that picnic table and these benches that nobody sits on. I mean, I'd sit on one of those benches. Why are they there if you can't watch the match from sitting on them? That's what I need to know. 2-0 up now. And, I mean, that was almost certainly a seamless cut because the phone rang partway through. If I've just said 2-0 up twice in a row, blame editing Kev. Future Kev, that's all his fault. That's on him. Svarnas does very... Why is Svarnas there? I don't remember the lead up to the goal. It must have been from a throw or something, or a corner. No one knows. Jura, though, with his, what is that, his 4th goal of the season? He's looking like a good signing already. How do we go about bringing these players in permanently? We already learned with Duffy and Damien last year that we can't rely on loans coming back. We need to start bringing some of these stars in permanently. Singh does brilliantly there from the long throw, but can't quite lay it in front of anybody for a finish. But he did very well to get it under control and make that throw very, very threatening. But Sparta having a bit of a counter-attack on here, and Brinoli's there to make the save because that's what Brinoli does. It does look full all the way round. it looks like there's a lot of blue and white striped shirts here. I still haven't been able to source one for myself, but hopefully one day I'll be able to sit here wearing my Apollon shirt, or at the very least having one on the wall behind me. I mean, I have got the Nuneaton shirt there that's blue and white striped, so I could pretend that from the bottom, if they play in blue and white stripes, which is what they seem to in FM, I could just pretend that's an Apollon shirt, because you can't see the top of it from that angle. That's my Apollon shirt behind me. Right, keep up the good work, boys. This is all good so far. We've got a lot of complacent. I didn't tell them not to get complacent. They've taken that as an instruction to get complacent. Nearly 13,000 people in the ground tonight. So again, it's not a complete sellout, but once again, it is way more than the new ground's capacity is going to be. So let's spin off this idea of a new ground. Get Mrs Wearmouth on the phone. We're not having this stupid new ground. We want to stay here or get somewhere at least this big. Lawson is there but can't direct his head at goalwards. Would have been nice for Ryan Lawson to score in his own episode, but 'tis not to be. We need to sort out this complacency, but I don't really know what to do. Praise is a good way to get rid of complacency, apparently. If only that's the way it worked in real life. That person looks complacent. I'm going to tell them they're doing great. Oh, they're not complacent anymore. It's a weird game at times, isn't it, Football Manager? Right, we're going to take off Singh and bring on Andrew Sauce as well. And just hopefully see the game out. We've been quite efficient and professional in how we've taken care of this playoff. It's been a long journey to get to this point, not only coming up from the Super League 2 to being in relegation trouble at this level, to getting into the Championship group, to ultimately finishing second. So there's the 3 years leading up to this, but then literally this season, it's been a long journey. This is our 8th game of European football, or our 6th? And the tournament hasn't even started yet. We've played a lot of football this year already, which I guess is why we've started the league season so well, because all our new players have already had plenty of games to get used to playing with each other. This could end up being, I mean, it's an advantage now. I dare say later in the season, it might end up causing some tiredness problems, especially because we're going to be playing a lot more football than usual as well, if we've got at least 6 more European games to play. So that's I think this is our 6th game so far, 6 more to come. Even if we finish rock bottom of the group, that's 12 more games than we played last year. And we don't have the biggest squad around, but they feel like problems for future Kev, because current Kev is celebrating the fact that we've made it through to the Europa League group stage, and I'm hoping our bank balance has just taken a boost. Let's have a little look. How much? You know what? 2.5 million. It's not 10 million. But goodness me, will I take it? Because 2.5 million is very, very well received. Look at the difference it makes to our bank balance. That is significant money. And now we've got the draw for the group stage to see if there's any chance of us keeping this run going. So here you go. As you would expect, we are 4th seeds. There are some huge teams in this. Tottenham. Sorry, I misspoke. There are some huge teams in this, and Tottenham. But there's Tottenham, Milan, Arsenal, Monaco, PSV, Galatasaray, Celtic. There's some big money games available here. Right, let's get the groups drawn, and then we'll see where we end up. So we get all of the top 3 seeds out, and then decide if we like the look of any of these groups. Right, working on the assumption we're not going to get through the group, I would like groups that have big money games in. So Group C is looking really tempting. Tottenham and Celtic. That looks fun. Milan and Besiktas, because Turkey's obviously right next door. So I guess I presume there's a little bit of rivalry between Greece and Turkey. So that's an interesting one. I mean, some of these look like we could actually get through them. I don't know how good Victoria Plzen and Borussia Mönchengladbach are, but I'm looking at Group H thinking I would be quietly confident if we were in Group H. I could live with Group H. Let's have a look to see where we end up. We have a 0 coefficient, which is magnificent. I love that. So we're not in Group A. Group B, I wouldn't mind this one. I think we could finish second in this group behind Leipzig. Nope. This one, there's big money in it, but we finish 4th. Excellent. This one, decent money, but we finished third. Yeah, I mean, Milan's going to be really interesting because if that's where LOLLUJO goes, that's very interesting. Besiktas, I don't know how good they are. They're 3.5 star against our 3 star. So is Sparta Prague, and we just beat them. Brøndby, I would expect to be able to beat. You never know. Have we got the? Do we know when the matches are? Let's just go forward a day and wait for the matches to be scheduled, and we can work out when we get this Milan game, which of course we're going to show you. So, well, there you go. Milan away from home coming up tomorrow. You didn't think we'd be playing AC Milan in a competitive game this soon, did you? If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.